What's good, y'all? About to drop a video for y'all real quick. A short video before I start my day. I just wanted to remind you that you need to be mindful of your attachments with people. Be mindful of the attachments that you have with people. A lot of times we tend to find ourselves in the same type of situation, or you're having these experiences. It may be different people, but you find yourself experiencing the same type of experience. um, the results is not changing. It's simply because of your attachment that you have with people. That's why your transformation with self is so important. And a lot of times people tend to, try to refrain from going through the transformation. The transformation that you go through with self is not just one transformation, it's going to be several throughout your lifetime, right? It's not just one transformation that you go through several. Me personally, I'm going through another one as we speak. You know, the transformation is important because the more you allow yourself to go through those transformations, the more you will learn about yourself. You'll truly get to know about who you are as a person versus what you think you are, who you think you are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times before you tap into, allowing yourself to go through the transformation, we tend to feel like how we talk and how we move. And you hear people say all the time, like, that's just me. That's who I am. That's how I am. You don't like it. Oh, well, that ain't who you are. That's not who you are. That's something that you became. Those are habits that you decided to pick up along the way because of those experiences. It's not you. It's not you. Like, if you haven't took the time to put yourself in a position where, you know, you separate yourself from people for a while and you really focus on you, when you really get into that quiet place that I talk about, where it's just you and God and the universe, unless you take the time to do that, I guarantee you're not just operating from who you are, who you think you are. Those are things that you picked up along the way because of your experiences. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be from the childhood, we all, starting off with the childhood, your childhood on up, and then the experiences you have with people. You out there dating around and stuff like that. The friendships you done had along the way, and you realize they was no longer your friend. And when you really think about it, those are things that you picked up along the way. Those habits, how you talk, how you move, your thought process, your beliefs. You actually have to take the time to tap into your transformation, allow it to happen. And I get it. Change many times can be scary simply because you don't really know the outcome. You just know that it's something that needs to be done. You don't see the outcome most times, but you just know it's something that needs to be done. And so it causes you to be uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable. But when you compare the two, would you rather be uncomfortable because you're going through the same type of experiences? Or would you rather go through a period where you're uncomfortable because you're making changes within yourself so that you can gain new, healthier experiences? And that's something that I had to learn many, many times. Like, still learning it to this day. You have to be mindful of your attachments with people. Because what happens is you allow yourself, and we all have done it, we all do it. You get an attachment, and you might have a list of 10 things that you look for in a person, or a friend, or a relationship, a partner, whatever. You might have a list of 10 things, and you run into a person and they only cross off maybe 4 or 5. And because of the attachment, because there might be some good chemistry, because y'all might, have a good time from here and there, or, things might be cool, the sex might be good or whatever, but they only crossed off 5. But because of those few things, you like, all right, that'll do. That's good enough. When deep down inside, you know that they ain't crossed off all 10. They didn't cross off all 10. But you were so thirsty, or you were so in a hurry to have that attachment or have an attachment, that you just settled for the 5 that they crossed off. And then there you go. You know, y'all got this attachment and y'all going about y'all merry way. And as time goes on, you start to realize, like, what the fuck? You start to see that those other 5 things that they didn't cross off were important. It was important. You see what I'm saying? And we do this shit and then wonder why we keep having the same experiences. And now, here you are in your feelings, and you're placing this whole entire judgment on your life as far as love, or, you know, happiness, or, you know, friends, and you like, fuck them, fuck the world, fuck everybody. Why? Because of the attachments that you chose to partake in? It has to be, you know, a level of accountability. You have to take some accountability and the attachments that you allow yourself to be a part of. And the whole time, God and the universe, they hear you. They know what you need. You done talk to them, and I want this person, or I want this type of friendship. I want this, I want this, I want that. They hear you. But you're not paying attention to your attachments. You just out here getting attached to this person, that person, having this friendship. You got that friendship. And you're not really paying attention to the depths of it. It should never be an attachment. Should take some time. It shouldn't be rushed. And whatever it is, that however many things you got on that list, make sure they cross them off. Make sure they cross them off. Don't just settle for a few because you think they cute, or, you know, y'all had a good time or whatever. Like, don't just settle for that. They make sure they cross them all off. And if they can't, it don't make them a bad person. You see what I'm saying? But now you in your feelings, and now it's fuck the world because of the attachments that you chose to participate in. That's why your transformation is important, because when you transform into who you're supposed to be, every time you go through a period of transformation in your life and you allow it, it opens your eyes to who you really are. It opens your eyes to what you really need. It becomes more of what I really need versus what I want. You see what I'm saying? And not saying that when you focus on what you need, that you won't have, that it won't be what you want. But you start to see what's more important. You start to realize what's more important to you in terms of that type of shit. Versus what other people might think, and this, that, and the third. You start to really see, when you go through your transformations in your life, you start to really see what's important, what matters the most for your soul, for your peace of mind, for your sanity. You have to be mindful of the attachments that you have with people. And then I think what happens too is the ego that gets in the way. You don't want to admit that, okay, I fucked up. I made a wrong decision. And that's okay. I would rather, me personally, I would rather me make 1,000 wrong decisions and me realize that I made 1,000 wrong decisions than to keep allowing myself to keep going through the same shit or having the same experiences. It's not working, or it has not worked for you because somewhere you've been taking the wrong turn. And it's up to you for you to realize, look, I'm lost. Okay, I keep taking the wrong turn. I keep bumping my head. It's not working. Okay, it's okay. It don't mean that it's something wrong with you. It just simply means that you had this specific plan. You mapped out some shit, and somewhere it went wrong. It don't mean dwell on it or beat yourself up about it. It just simply means take time to yourself again, go back into the quiet place, and figure out how do I need to redo this? Do I need to redo the whole thing? Do I need to, replan out the whole thing? Or is there a few things I need to add, or just simply a few things I need to take away? And then you start fresh. But a lot of times, because when you keep going through the same experiences, you're not getting any new results. It'd be different people. It'd be different people, but it'd be the same shit. It's simply because you're not being aware of your attachments. And you're not really being honest with self. You're going off what other people might think, or, the shit you may see on social media. And you're not really focused on what it is that you need and want on the inside of you. What is it that you really need? And then once you figure that out, you got to realize that a lot of times it does not come packaged. This is another thing too that messes people up. It does not come packaged a lot of times in a way that you thought it would. And then that means you have to be open-minded in order to receive that. Because when God and the universe operate, it's mysterious. It's mysterious, and they have their own way of doing things. They come through for you. They come through for you more than what you even ask for. A lot of times we water down our prayers and our manifestations. We don't really go in as hard as we could. But they like, okay, cool, I'm still gonna bless you. I'm gonna bless you beyond what you even asked for. But you gotta understand that sometimes it's not going to come in a way that you felt like it should. It's not going to look like what you thought it would look like. You see what I'm saying? You have to be open-minded to that. You're closed-minded when you expect things to be a certain way, or look a certain way, and talk a certain way, or walk a certain way. And because of that, you overlook. You might have already crossed paths with what you really need, the attachment that you really need or want. But because it didn't look a certain way, it didn't come packaged how you thought it should, you ignored it. You have to be mindful of your attachments. You have to be honest with yourself. And if you really want something, don't half-ass it. If it's not all the way there, don't go for it. Don't fall for it. And you have to be mindful of your attachments, simply because if you're not, then you're going to put yourself in this funk, and you're going to be in your feelings, and you're going to place this whole entire judgment, which messes up your manifestations. Because now you're looking at shit in a negative way instead of how you should be looking at it. Instead of you focusing on the positive, now you being all negative. But you waiting on something to come. You waiting on a specific blessing to come. You have to position yourself. You have to allow yourself to go through those transformations. Because when you allow yourself to go through those transformations, it basically would recreate the blueprint for you. You start to look at life different. You start to look at people different. You start to look at things different. Your perspective changes on a lot of shit. Not in a bad way, but it changes in a way that it should change. It helps you look at things in a way that you should look at things. It helps you focus on things that really matter versus the shit that don't even fucking matter. Be mindful of your attachments.